I too have the power of a god.
I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
Shinra Tensei.
I was born in this world. Immaculate conception, not just genius. Perform like this without you wasn't a weapon. I need you to feel I meditate and humble. This that I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
いい加減おとなしく切られやがれ
I was born in this world. Immaculate conception, not just genius. Perform like this without you wasn't a weapon. I need you to feel I meditate and humble. This that is the best. This that I got loyalty.
いつもからキレキン一切穴があったら入りたい
Loyalty inside my DNA.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Court. So this episode is a little different. As you can see, I am not in my usual space. I am on the move. I usually am on the move. I'm a dad, veteran, podcaster. It's a lot. But I go from place to place, and I never want to be too busy to thank the people who bring me to these places. So I just want to thank for a moment Anime NYC for inviting me to come and do this interview and giving us media passes. Me and Ray's Arts really enjoyed it. This was my first Anime NYC. This is my little take on a review right before we drop the interview. This interview is very special to me. This was my first voice actor interview. So we were doing this a little different. It was a conference style interview. So when you see it, it'll go and be more of like focused on the voice actor and the interpreter, more or less than it would be us. Like you won't really see me. You'll hear voices in the background and see people. We even got a couple stills of it. It's really dope. I've been waiting to drop this. I'm scheduling newborn. Sorry. Life has been lifing, but I never want to be too busy to say like Anime NYC. This was my first time. I hope I get to come back for the rest of my life. It was amazing. There was 101,000 people there. It was definitely packed to capacity, but you didn't feel it. The AC actually pumped on the vendor floor, so as you were walking through, it felt great. There were plenty of spaces to be able to sit down. There was plenty of food. There was shots, which was great. There was a full bar at all times, which also great as an adult. There was a Japanese food center where you were able to get like different Japanese foods. There were so many amazing like artists. There was so much merchandise. There was so much cool stuff there to buy. I kind of got in trouble with my wife. So yeah, I definitely overspent because all the artists were amazing. There was so much stuff to see, so much stuff to do. I seen so many cool Gundams, so many cool figures, so many cool tables. There was a Crunchyroll actual vending machine. Usually I'm really good at vending machines, but I lost every single time. And they were nice enough to give me a bag. So, you know, bag was really cool. There was a lot of cool swag. The Naruto lanyards were really cool. They celebrated Naruto's 25th anniversary. So there's a picture on my Instagram of me hitting my best Naruto pose. There was a solo leveling event. There was so much stuff packed in the 3 days. They even gave you boba twice a day. It was amazing. The parties were so fun. I managed to go to the one on Friday night, hanging out on the rooftop and just getting to just vibe. There was a moment in time where, like, at one point, I couldn't even speak. Like, I'm hanging out next to Ray's Arts, and we see Cleo Thomas walk up, Diamichi walks up, and then we're just casually chilling with the people from Third Impact YouTube channel. Like, I started watching Kurt Ritchie when I was working at a job right before the pandemic, and then I ended that con by actually meeting and him saying, yo, I can't wait to see you next year. When I throw a party, I'll shoot you an invite. That's didn't start off my year thinking that'd be on my bucket list. I would run into a childhood star of mine, like a star from my childhood twice. I ran into Cleo Thomas and he recognized me, and I was like, oh snap, like, you know who I am. Getting to see Aaron Not Aaron, getting to see so many cosplayers. Like, I seen Little Chaos. I seen so many cool things while we were there. Like, there were so many cool cosplayers. One of my favorite cosplayers was dressed as a Kirby, because if you know, you know. Kirby's like my main in Super Smash Bros. Getting to play. We played some trivia game, and I got to meet Toasty Marshmallow, which was also really cool. We won, so, you know, had to go opposite of Ray's arts, and like my boy Ray had to take that L in that, but like it was really fun. We met a lot of people. We had a lot of like great times. There were a lot of great pictures. There was a lot of cool stuff. Like, if you've never been to Anime NYC, it's one of those cons where I wouldn't tell you, nah, you know, like you it's okay to skip. No, if you love anime, this is the con for you. They premiered Terminator Zero, so I got to actually see the premiere of the episodes before they came out. We got to see Don the Don, Rama One Half. Got to see a lot of like exclusive stuff. Got to hear about a lot of different animes coming out. They gave out HoloLive bags. If you follow on X, there was so much cool stuff. Everything was amazing. The boba was great. The food choices. Honestly, if I had to critique anything about Anime NYC, I couldn't, because as media, we had our own entrance that we walked through, which I don't know if like any other media or anybody else can attest to this, but like when you're trying to get in and out as media and you're like, hey, I want to cover this, or I want to just get there before everybody, get a few shots of people coming in, you know, get some reactions, be able to like see stuff, post it up, tell people, hey, we're here, like, you know, like pick up your stuff. They had a separate entrance for us, so we were able to come in separate of the crowd. There was a space for us to be able to come sit down, charge your phone, just relax. There was water back there. There was so many great things that, like, when you're looking for a con, this is what you complain about. You're like, oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's in the middle of New York. It felt great. The timing was perfect. Like, there wasn't another con that was like, oh, well, you know, it's this and that. Like, it's Anime NYC. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Definitely go. The interview went great. We got to ask great questions all around the board. I don't think that anyone in there missed the ball on anything that you would want to ask a voice actor. We asked a little about Akira Toriyama and their relationship. We found out how he felt going into it with Ace, you know, passing, RIP. And if anybody's watching One Piece, sorry, spoilers. But he talked about, you know, how it felt with Piccolo and, like, you know, getting to grow with the character, and like how long he's waited for like a power up for Piccolo. So like any real Piccolo fans would like respect that he like loves these characters. Like he cherished and he felt some type of way. Like he talked about Piccolo and like his relationship with like the other voice actors, and like all the things that he does, and he even like shared some really funny stories and like made the movements of like the actual characters for us. Like there were times when he'd go and he'd be like special beam Ganon, and like amazing. Like there were two things that I heard this year that I've never considered when I first discovered anime. Never thought I'd hear the voice of Pikachu get to make the noise, and I never thought that I would get to talk to Piccolo. Like, as a black man growing up, we've all considered and said the same thing. Like, Piccolo can come to the cookout.
最初はステージアクター、モダンプレイのステージアクターを目指していたんですけれども、そこの座長さんボスがボイスアクターだったんですね、たまたま。それでお前もそれをやってみないかっていうふうに誘われたのがきっかけですね。最初はボイスアクターになるつもり全然なかったんですが、普通のアクターとしてやってたんですから。
So I was mostly like theater actor to start my career, but right then one of my boss, he kind of, hey, why don't you do voice acting? It just because the boss is also was voice actor, so he just kind of called me in, and that's how it started.
そのボスが最初に僕がそのボスと会った時に FBI アメリカ連邦警察 FBI という番組の主人公をやっていまして、それでスタジオに遊びに来いと言われてテストしていただいて、それからこのボイス作家の仕事をやるようになりました。
So I met the boss, and he was voicing for the TV series FBI, and he was voicing for the main character in that show. And he took me to the recording session, and the director asked me to, hey, why don't you try voicing now? And then that's how it started.
皆さんはご存じないかもしれませんけれども、チップスっていう、現代の日本では白バイ野郎ジョン・パンチというトラフィックオフィサーの、バディモノの主人公をやったのがキャリアの始まりですね。
So my very first work was maybe you may not know, but there's a TV show called Chips. It's a traffic officer TV series, and that's my very first work.
僕が担当した俳優さんはエリック・エストラーダという名前の方でしたですね。
そのエリック・エストラーダさんの声を当てられる。
そうです。はい、僕が担当しました。
So I did the voice for Eric Estrada.
ブランク・ウェーリング・パンチョレロという名前でしたね。
That's the character's name.
We all know Chips.
Good, because
Next question goes to Manga Mavericks.
Hi.
Hi.
So, sadly, Akira Toriyama passed away earlier this year, and I was wondering, since Piccolo is one of your most well-known roles, what your relationship with Toriyama since he was like, and a favorite experience or interaction that you had had with him.
鳥山明さんの話なんですけれども、彼の作品でピコロという役を演じてこられたわけですけれども、その役を演じてこられるこの数年の中で何かその鳥山明先生とのなんかこう交流というか、何かそういった思い出みたいな話はありますでしょうか？
そうですね。普段は収録の時とかもちろん顔を合わせないのですが、パーティーなどでお会いして、また今度の映画は大変な役だから頑張ってね。ドラゴンボールスーパーヒーローっていう番組のその劇場映画の中で、先生と一緒に試写会を見たりとか、そんなので普段はほとんど交流ないんですけどね。はい。
Normally we don't get to see each other so often because he doesn't come to recording session every time and regular basis. But we often meet at the parties for industry parties and stuff, and he would say to me like, oh, next movie is gonna be very tough, so I'm wishing you the best, and that kind of cheering me throughout the series, and the film's called Dragon Ball Superhero, and that's also one of the memorable work for me.
Okay, next, Anime Corner, Jay Gibbs.
Somewhat related to the last question, Piccolo was recently given some time in the spotlight during the last Dragon Ball Super movie. How was it taking center stage as that character?
最新のドラゴンの映画でピコロというキャラクターがちょっとスポットライトを浴びるようなちょっと
ああ、そうですね。
はい。されてたということで、それに関してどういうふうにお感じになっておられますでしょうか。
そうですね。ピコロという役は他の役と比べてこう変身したり、しないんですね。今まではそのまんまの姿でずっと。で、ドラゴンボールスーパーヒーローの中では、オレンジ色のピッコロにこう変身して初めてオレンジピッコロになったので嬉しかったですね。いつかそういう風に変身するキャラクターであってほしいなとも願っていたので。
So yes, I've been acting this Piccolo role for a long time, and he doesn't really transform into some other forms. So but in this film, I got to, like Piccolo, got to transform into orange Piccolo. So I was very excited because that's something that I was wishing for. That would be nice if the Piccolo would transform into some different forms.
Next up, Wonder of Anime, Elizabeth de la Cruz. Not here? Okay, so next, ESR Gaming, Chase Quartz.
Yes, Samurai, ESR Gaming. So you're obviously very well known for Piccolo and also for Borgosky Ace in One Piece. I was curious if you could show us a little of those characters right now.
ピコロでしたりとか、ワンピースのエースでしたりとか、すごくもう作品に対してすごく印象的な役が大変をずっと演じられていられるわけですけれども、その中の役をちょっとやっていただけませんでしょうか。
キャラクターボイスでしょ。
キャラクターボイスを、はい。
じゃあピッコロだと魔漢光殺法とか。エースもやってみましょう。
Next up, Near, what natural history.
When it comes to acting technique, what do you hope fans remember about your vocal approach to Piccolo?
ピコロを演じるにあたって、どういうふうに声のアプローチっていうものを考えておられるのでしょうか。
僕は音楽的に言いますと音域っていうのが下は A 上が F までというふうに、どちらかというと高めの音色なんですね。ですがオーディションをした時にもうちょっと低い声が出るかとこう言われてモアローで、例えば、ベジータそれが貴様の究極の技か、モアローベジータそれが貴様の究極の技か、モアローベジータそういうふうにして低い音を出すので大変苦労しました。
So my vocal range is not so low. It's fairly higher pitch. That's my vocal range, and it's A to F. That's my vocal range. And during the audition, I demonstrated that line, and the sound director would say, "Could you try more lower pitch?" And then try it lower, and then could you try a little more lower, and lower voice, and then that's kind of try to.
最後はフィスパンのようになって、それが貴様の究極の技かとなって。
That was the last
それに
lower pitch, and then they said, "Oh, that's it. Let's go with that range." Yeah.
ちょっと大変でした。
Yeah, that's kind of a tough moment, but yeah, I was glad that I brought it up.
Great. Anime Herald, Seth Byrne.
Do you have a favorite Popeye episode from growing up?
なんか小さい頃にポパイのアニメーションがあったんですけど、そのポパイのアニメで何が好きか エピソード何かありますでしょうかっていうのを
僕自身は僕はやったことないんですが、大好きな先輩がその声をやってらしてやっぱりアニメーションのような仕事もやってみたいなと思ったきっかけですね、今回は。
So I wasn't really voicing for any characters for that Popeye, but my senpais were in the show voicing some of the characters. So that's like one of the reasons why I kind of started this career.
それでポパイが強くなるときにほうれん草の缶詰をギュッて握ってポーン口の中にこう飛び込む、それからバーンとこう強くなりますよね。であんなに力があるんだったらほうれん草の力借りなくてもいいじゃないかと思いましたね、子供の時。
子供の時。
それ見てファンでした。
So when Popeye becomes stronger, he eats the spinach, but then he squishes the spinach can. And as I was a little kid, I was always wondering, wait, but if he's strong enough to like squish the can, why would he like eat spinach anyway? That was like one of the questions I had when I was a kid.
歌を歌ってました。ポパイがせーって歌ってました。
I used to sing the song all the time.
レッスンでした。
Next up, Adults from Central, Avi Azor. Not here. Okay, next, All Ages of Geek. We've seen Mandu. No? Okay. Narrator Times, Swahili Broadway.
How does it feel to return to the role of Antero Morobashi in Orisai Utsuro after so long?
当たる諸星、そのうるせえやつらなんですけど、その作品にこう最初のシーズンからまた時を経てまた新しいシーズンが始まって、またその作品に戻ってくるっていうのはどういうふうに感じられていますか？
同じその諸星あたるというキャラクターを演じているのは同じエージェンシーに所属している神谷博さんでしたので、それはまず嬉しかったですね。親しい仲ですし、で引き継ぎ式のようなことをやりました。頑張ってねというようなことで。
So the new voice actor for Morohoshi is the voice actor Hiroshi Kamiya is same agency as mine. So I was very glad that he's playing as his senpai, and because we have a very close relationship, and as a senpai and kohai, and so before the series started, we even had a like, hey, good luck, and I'll do my best, that kind of moment. Yeah, we had that special moment together.
Head Nerds in Charge, Jamal Winfield.
I'm actually going to ask the first question. My name is Ray's Arts. Piccolo and Ace have such a cultural and worldwide impact. Were you aware of how these characters were going to impact the entire world before taking the roles?
ピッコロでしたりとかエースっていうのはその全体のアニメのシリーズを通してもすごく重要な役割を果たしているわけですけれども、この役を演じる前、お仕事を受ける時ってた時ですよね。受けられた時にもうここまで世界中に影響を与えるようなキャラクターになるとご存知だったかというか知ってまいりますか？
いやいや、ピッコロもそのエースもそんな風な作品になるとは思っていなかったですね。まあ何回か出てすぐにいなくなってしまうような、脇役というんでしょうか、そういうキャラクターだと思っていたので、今こんな人気作品の人気キャラクターだと嬉しい、とても嬉しいですね。
So both Piccolo and Ace, when I received this character to play, I wasn't expecting that this character would be last long, because I thought that this character would be, would be killed and like very soon enough, and it's gonna be gone. But then, so I was very surprised that they even survived through all the episodes, and I am so happy to live as that character for this long.
Thank you so much.
Weekly Shogakan edition, Michael Jacob.
Yes. In Dragon Ball and One Piece, you play strong, brave characters. Compared to Piccolo Ace, what is it like playing weaker, more cowardly characters like Inspector Yamamura and Detective Conan, or Nezumi Otoko and Gegege Kitaro?
ワンピースのそのエースのだったりとか、すっごくこうなんですか強い、キャラクターを演じることもあれば、なんかネズミ男でしたりとか、なんかコナンのその演じる
山村
ちょっとこうなんですかソフトな感じのキャラクターを演じられることもあると思うんですけど、それはどういうふうになんかこう演じ分けておられるというか、なんかどうあるんでしょうか。
そうですね、そういうキャラクターをやるたびに自分の守備範囲というか得意なエリアでそのレンジが広くなる、自分の役の幅が広くなる、そういうふうに自分に貢献してくれたキャラクターですね。
So both like stronger character and soft characters like broadened my ability to play all kinds of roles. So I really appreciate every single one of the characters I played.
Next up, Fuji Terebi, Michael Tom.
Hi. How has your experience interacting with fans in the USA been different from Japan?
アメリカのファンと交流されていて、で、日本でもファンと交流されていると思うんですけど、何かそのアメリカのファンと日本のファンとなんか違いみたいなことはありますか？
そうですね、国民性とかに見せる国民性のようなことがあるのかもしれませんけれども、アメリカのファンの方たちのテンションの高い感じがしますね。例えば登場しただけで「おーいいビビー」ってやってください。日本のは割と少ないですね、それは。
So when I come to America, every time I enter stage, American audience like they just shout like very like hypertension, like they're very excited and they show their emotions like out loud, vocalized. But on the other hand, in Japan, they're very quiet, and that's it's really interesting to see those differences.
野沢雅子さん、ドラゴンボールで悟空の声やってる、彼女と2人でアメリカのコンベンションに参加させていただいたときに、ちょっと一声やってみましょうと言って野沢雅子さんがカメハメハとこうやりました。3000人ぐらいの方がパッて全員立ってカメハメハってやったんですね。だから本当に嬉しいですね。日本ではちょっと考えにくいですね。
So, when back in the day, the voice actress, legendary voice actress, Nozawa Masako, who voiced Goku, and Masako-san and I went to this anime conventions in America back in the day, and Masako-san did Shall We Do the Goku like line, and then she did Kamehameha to the American audience, and then 3,000 people in the audience stood up and Kamehameha back to us, and that was a great memory. I was very surprised.
で僕もやってみようと思ってマカンコサッポーやったんですね。そしたらスペシャルビームなんですね、こちらではね。びっくりして。なる
ほど。So, all right, then I can try my line too. And then I did Makanko Sappo to the audience, and then people did the special beam. Oh, I guess that's different in this language, huh? And I realized that it's a different language. That's very funny.
Great. Okay, so we'll do another round again because we have a little bit of time. We'll start again with Amelie. Did you know that was coming? No. You want me to come back to you?
You've done a lot of voice acting, many different roles. Do you have a favorite role and why?
今までですね、キャリアを通してたくさんの役をしておられると思うんですけど、その中でお気に入りの役はありますか？ピッコロ。それはなぜでしょうか？
最初ヴィレンとして悪役として登場して、それが、主人公たちと今度は逆に仲良くなっていくところ、 その強さと優しさのような、ところを兼ね備えた役なので好きですね。すごい気に入ってます。
So the character, the Piccolo character, appeared in the TV series as a villain at first, but then as the series goes on, he became a friend to the Goku and all the friends, and they built a friendship, and they fight together, and also he has this gentle part of his personality, as well as this he has strength to protect peers, and so he has this both elements within him. So that's kind of, I think, it's very cool. That is why I love him so much.
最近はご飯の家の家政婦さんのような感じになってますね。
So, like nowadays, Piccolo has become like a housekeeper to his household. Yes.
Manga members.
So in your Yatsura, Ataru's characterization would often differ depending on the director or writer. How would you get into character when Ataru's character would frequently change episode to episode and throughout the series?
アタルの役をその当時演じられている時に、そのエピソードとエピソード、それぞれのエピソードすごくちょっとキャラクターが違うような印象を受けまして、でその監督であったりとか脚本家さんであったりとかが毎回変わる中で、どういうふうにその役に向き合われたのでしょうか。
そうですね。もともと諸星あたるというキャラクターは非常に多面的な性格を持ったキャラクターで、例えば2枚目イケメン的な要素を持っているかと思うと非常に3枚目的な要素を持っていて、左側に美女がいると、イケボでイケボイスで愛してるよとこう言いながら、右側の反対側には別の女の人のお尻を撫でているという、それを続けてこうセリフで言うようなところがやってて面白かったですが非常に難しかったですね。
So to start with, the Ataru Morokoshi Ataru character itself had lots of different assets in his personalities. So he's very serious at the time, but then next second he becomes very comedic character. So and then, for example, there's a beautiful lady in his left. He would say like "I love you" in very like ikemen voice, and also if on the other hand, the right side, there's another beautiful lady, and then like he's like kind of it's like sexual harassment, but like touching her butt, and that kind of like a serious like very ikemen essence, and the next second like comedic scene. So it happened at the same time in the same scene. So at a time it was very challenging, but it was quite fun to play.
こちらがね、I love you. I love you. Yeah.
That's like that.
James again.
Looking back on your work as Ataru, are there any particular episodes or moments that stand out as your favorite or most memorable?
アタルというキャラクターを演じてこられて、一番思い出に残っているシーンなどございますでしょうか。
そうですね。アタルとメンドというキャラクターが出てきますが、この2人だけで、やった回があったんですよ。他のキャラクター一切出てこない。その時に音響監督さんがもう2人とも慣れたキャラクターで、もう芝居のテンポも分かっている、演技の速さとかもキャラクターも分かっているので、ぶっつけ本番いきなり収録してしまいましょうと言ってテストしないで収録したことがあったんですね。で、15分ぐらい、CM を抜いて13分ぐらいの前半と後半13分ぐらい26分ぐらいのものですが、それぞれ、ぶっつけ本番でやってこれもう一発で OK になったっていうエピソードを非常に印象に残ってますね。ですからその日の収録はすぐ終わってしまいました。いつもの半分もかからない。
半分もかからない。So there's a episode where there are only Ataru and Mendo appeared, just two of us in the entire episode. and the director was like, he said, well, to me and the voice actor for Mendo, he said to us that, well, since you guys know each other very well, so I guess we could just wing it, and we did it. We recorded entire scene, 30 minutes, first half to 13 minutes, and the second half 13 minutes, total 26 minutes, and we just wing it both, like total 26 minutes, and without any rehearsals or like kind of talking about it, like, okay, I'm gonna do this and that, and there's none of that. But then we got it right for the first time. So that day I got to go home very early. That's like the memorable moment through acting that Ataru character.
You start gaming again.
Okay, so my question has a bit of a One Piece spoiler, so I'm going to address my audience real quick. Hey, if you aren't caught up on One Piece, A, what are you doing? B, skip ahead like 15 seconds, because I don't want this to be spoiled for you, because this was spoiled for me by a good friend in maybe 2010, and I'm still a little bit salty about it. So here's my question. As Ace himself, as the voice of Ace, was it sad to see that character go? And what would you say to all the spoilers of the world?
エースをね、今まで演じてこられたわけですけれども、そのエピソードの中で死んでしまうということが起こったわけですけれども、そのことに関して何かお言葉があればお聞きしたいです。
そうですね、収録の日にスタジオに行くのが嫌でしたね。今日はこれで死んでしまうんだなって。で、そんな噂が出てきた時にプロデューサーさんにエースって死ぬんですかって聞いてみたんですね。そうしましたら、これは古川さんでも教えるわけにいきません、オフィシャルシークレットですとか言いましたけれども、実は原作にもそうなっていたので僕は知っていたんですが、わざと聞いてみたんですね。でも分かっていてもすごくショックでしたね。
So the day of recording session of the episode, the very episode, I really didn't want to go to the recording studio, and because I knew what was going to happen. But before then, before the recording day, I kind of casually asked the producer, "Hey, is Ace going to join something?" Then he didn't tell me, of course, for confidential and all that jazz. But then I've read the manga, so I knew what was going to happen, and it was very sad to find out that he has to be gone, and yeah.
We were all very sad.
Yes, we were.
僕たちもみんな。
そうだったけど。
私はまだ乗り越えられていないです。
彼はボイスアクターですが上手ですね。
Are you a voice actor? Because you did very well.
No, thank you. That's very good. I'm a regular actor, and that's a very good compliment. Maybe I'll get into voice acting.
全然職業違うんですけれども、お褒めいただき光栄です。ちょっと
It's an honor to get that comment from you. Thank you.
考えてみたいと思います。
Here, you're next.
In terms of challenge, what role would you say you're most proud of performing in your career?
今までそのたくさんの役を演じられてすごく難しい役も演じてこられたと思うんですけれども、その中で一番印象に残っているキャラクターは何ですか？
ですね。どのキャラクターもみんな簡単にできたものはないですけれども、女性のようなキャラクターをやったことがあるんですが、これはやっぱりなかなか難しかったですね。
それは
例えばセーラームーンに出てくるホークスアイであるとか、ドラゴンボールシリーズの中に出てきた、何あれはブルーショーとか、それは難しかったです。
So, any of the characters that I played wasn't easy. at all. It had like challenges in certain ways, but especially I thought it was quite hard was a very feminine role, which is Hawkeye from Sailor Moon and Blue Shogun from Dragon Ball series.
General Blue.
That
鬼滅の刃の刀鍛冶編の時に出てきたハンテングというキャラクターは非常に難しかったのは、ヒープに叫ぶ叫び声がほとんどなんですね。怯えているキャラクターが背負わされているので、怯えているし、常に怯えているので、普通のセリフよりもその怯えている声をずっと出し続けているシーンが多くて、それだけを一声やって帰ってきた日もありました。そんな日もありました。
So the Swordman arc of Demon Slayer, I played Hantengu, one of the demons, and it was quite hard for me because he was scared of pretty much scared throughout the whole episode, like a lot of episodes, and the only voice I vocalized was he. That was it. And then one day I just had this one word, like the recording session, and I went home. Like there was such a day. It was a quick day, but yes, it was quite hard to vocalize that expressing only through one word.
ごめんねって挨拶をして、それで差し入れしましょうって言って、ヒーお疲れ様でした。
So I entered the recording room and then I said, oh, hi, thank you, hey, how are you? And I said, he, and then, all right, good work, guys.
じゃあな、またしね。
1分ぐらいで仕事を全部終わりました。
A minute, literally. A minute work.
Wow.
So, when you started in the industry, you were recording for a Japanese audience. Now that anime is a worldwide industry, how has your job changed?
当時はキャリアを始められた当時は結構アニメだったりとかっていうのが日本のコンテンツで日本の中でこう成立する感じの業界が当時はありましたけれども、今はもう世界中にアニメという文化が広がってその広がった今その声優として職業される中で何か変わったことみたいなのがありますか？
そうですね。今までは声優というのは自分の好きなその仕事ジョブだと思ってたけれども、それだけではなくて、日本のそのサブカルポップカルチャーコンテンツ、特にアニメとかゲームとかそういうものが世界中の国で高い評価を得て、こういうコンベンションなどでもたくさん、ゲストとして呼ばれるようになって、その時にその位置づけとして、単にゲストとして、呼ばれてきてるだけではなくて、ある日本の大使館の方がある国の私たちを呼んで、ご参加を開いてくださいたことがありました。
Throughout my career, when I started, I thought I loved my job, but I found out that it has more than that. And nowadays, throughout the world, there's now pop culture, anime, manga is worldwide well-known content, and a lot of countries. I was invited to all kinds of conventions all over the world throughout the year, and then one day I got invited to this party and with the government-related upper scale party.
その大使の方のことが非常に印象に残っているんですけども、その大使の方は、世界での国々外交というものは政治力とか軍事力とか経済力とかいわゆる力パワー外交だとおっしゃるんですね。それに対して古川さんたちがやっているのは、国境も言語も宗教も民族も全部乗り越えていっぺんに その理解し合えてしまう。いわゆるそういうものは、そういう外交的な意味で言うと、私たちはパワー外交に対してソフトパワー外交と位置づけて高く評価していますとおっしゃってくださったので、単なる自分の仕事というものがなんかこう高められたような気がして嬉しかった。
So with the government-related people, this ambassador, I was invited to ambassadors' official, yes. So this, he said that in this world, there are a lot of stuff that it's taken care of with power, like the political speaking and like war is happening, the never ending, and that's like called. They said it was like a taken care of with the power, and like a strong power. But then what I was very impressed by his word was that he said what you are doing is through your performance, like anime culture, manga culture, it takes away all the boundaries, culture, ethnicity, and language. And so I thought, oh, this is not only my favorite job, but I have this mission that I can still pursue. So it kind of my mindset kind of shifted in a good way at that point.
That deserves a round of applause. Next up, Jamal Winfield.
Yeah, that's me. You've said that Piccolo was your favorite character to do. What was your most memorable moment or fight for Piccolo?
先ほどピッコロが大好きな大好きなキャラクターとおっしゃいましたけれども、ずっとそのピッコロを演じてこられてて、なんかすごく思い出に残っているピッコロのシーンとか、なんかそういった思い出のエピソードってありますか？
ご飯をこうかばって自分がこう立ちはだかってここに穴を開けられて死ぬ時ですね。そしてご飯にお前とそうしたら数ヶ月悪くなかったぜとこうつぶやいて死ぬところがあるんですね。そのシーンが好きですね。
So when Piccolo stands in front of Gohan to protect him, and there's a hole in his stomach and to protect himself, and the last words of him saying that, oh, it was best moment that we had.
We all cried at that moment.
So that's like my favorite memorable scene. 僕たちもみんな泣きましたのシーンでは。
It's two characters with holes in their chest, and I thought about that.
So happy to hear that.
We think she'll have fun.
What went through your mind when you heard that Urusei Yatsura was going to have a reboot? Or where were you when you heard it was going to get a reboot?
Sorry. Would you repeat that one more time?
Oh, sorry. What went through your mind? And where were you when you heard Urusei Yatsura was going to get rebooted?
うるせえやつらがまた今回アイナで戻ってくると聞いた瞬間というのはどちらにおられたのでしょうか。どういう状況でそのニュースを聞いたのか。
事務所でマネージャーさんに実はこういう事情でこう変わりますついてはその父親役ということで今回は新たにキャスティングさせていただこうという話が出ているんですが OK ですかそれとも拒否しますかというようなことを聞かれたそのことでスタートしましたね。
So I was at the agency office, and my manager kindly mentioned that it's going to be recruited, and also he kind of kindly asked whether so you are going to be Ataru's father's role, and is that okay, or you would like to deny? And yeah, that's kind of how I found out about that.
For you, Teddy,
What are some of your favorite manga and anime of all time, and why?
That he was in or in general?
Either one, whichever you prefers.
今までご自身が関わって来られたアニメだったり、その漫画だったり、何かお気に入りのというか、すごく好きな作品はありますでしょうか？
まあ、ドラゴンボールとか、やっぱりワンピースですね。あと、押井守監督のパトレイバー、機動警察パトレイバーですね。そういう作品好きですよね。
Directed by Mamoru Oshii.
バトレバ最高です。
Oh yeah, that was Japanese.
あれはパトレイバーの篠原麻というキャラクターはほとんど自分のそのまま一番近い声でやっていますね。キャラクター作られて。
So the character Azuma Shinohara, that was the most natural voice range. My usual the speaking voice range, so I didn't really remake anything like or adjust anything. It was very natural. My voice, yeah, that I used.
という押井監督もそんなレクチャーを一番最初にされたと思います。
And if I remember correctly, Oshii Mamoru director, we talked about something like this before we even record this session.
非常にリアルに喋ってほしい、人間が喋ってるように喋ってほしいので、今までのアニメのキャラクターのようにカリカチュアライズしないで、そのまんま自分だと思ってやってくださいっていうようなことで、例えばカリカチュアライズというのはそのアニメーション絵にフィットするようにちょっと大場面になりますね。例えばこんなセリフがあったとします。だから言ったじゃないかダメだってこんなのセリフだから言ったじゃないかダメだってこういうふうにやる。そうすると NG でだから言ったじゃないかダメだって普通にだから言ったじゃないかダメだってこういうふうにリアルにしゃべるっていうことでした。
So director Oshii kind of mentioned that please be natural as much as possible, and so a lot of characters that I played, there are some characters that's very over kind of acting for and just like he did just now, and but then he said, oh no, that's too much. So he wanted more real conversation, human being talking face to face. So that was my characterization in that series.
So we have about 10 minutes left. Anyone has a must-ask question left?
Wait, I'll ask a question.
Okay, why don't we do this? You, and then me.
You mentioned that Akira Toriyama was at some of the recording sessions for Dragon Ball. Do you have a favorite memory with Akira Toriyama?
ないです。
He's never been.
一度もなかったと
he
思
was
いま
never
す。
there. So you never. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I often hear from voice actors that working on video games kind of strains their voice. And I was curious when it comes to working on games like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and so forth, if what's been your experience vocally?
ビデオゲームの声を出したりするのって結構喉に負担がかかったりすることもあると思うんですけれども、それはどういうふうになんていうんですか、お仕事と向き合っておられるんでしょうか。その喉という楽器を使ってそのお仕事されるので。
でも単独で一人だけで撮るのでゲームの場合は次から次へとかなり速いテンポでこう読んでいくんですね。ただ3タイプずつやったりするところがちょっと大変で、ちょっとだけ、例えばダメージを受けた、それから中くらいのダメージを受けた、それから大きなダメージを受けたというのを3タイプずつこうやっていかなくちゃいけない、そういうところがちょっと大変ですね。ですから攻撃するにしてもやられるにしても大中小って書いてあるんですね。ですからやられる時に「おっ!」ってこういうふうになって、それを 次はうわ
So in terms of recording session in the video game industry, it's fairly quick recording session, but then we record like pretty much 3 types in every line. So if this character is getting damaged, there's a soft damaged and medium damaged and heavy damaged, and so we like every single line we do 3 types. So it was quite challenging to vocalize 3 different types every single line. So that was quite my.
でもどんどんどんどんこう読んでいくので、結構時間短くて効率のいい仕事です。
But again, it's only me in the recording booth, so it ends like boom, 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 boom. So it's kind of yes, very productive recording session. Yes.
ほとんどワンテイクで OK になりますね。
Pretty much every time, I get it right for the first recording session. So
300ワードぐらい、結構多い方ですが、300ワードぐらいでも30分ぐらいで終わってしまう。やり直しがあったとしても、でもほとんど OK になっちゃうので、どんどんどんどん読んでいくので、結構ワード数が多くても早い時間で、1時間とかかることはほとんどないですね。30分ぐらいで大体終わっちゃうし、早いと10分ぐらいで終わっちゃいますね。
10分ですか？
はい。100ワードぐらいですもう10分ぐらいで終わっちゃいます。
So I normally get it done 300 words in half an hour, and I've never really experienced taking an hour for 300 words. And the earliest case is maybe 10 minutes in 100 words.
笑いとか、もう笑い単独のセリフがあるんですが、例えばふってこう短く笑う。それをふって2つにする、3つにするっていう増やしていくんですが、一番最初に間を空けて編集できるように次から次へやっていっちゃうんですね。例えば、次に1つ。
So there's a one line for laughing, and so there's 1 or like 2, 3, 4. So there's I say 1 and then a little moment, and 2 a little moment, and 3 and then so then the editors can easily edit later on. So I do 1 pause, 2 pause, 3 pause that. So it's like really quick.
ロングになればなるほどちょっと大変で、ちょっとやってみましょうか。こんな感じですね。
So the longer it gets, the harder it is to count all those
Right.
laughings. Yes.
で、悪役の笑いっていうのがありまして、これは3段笑いといって3段階に分けて笑うんですね。それを続けてやるんですが、最初は次はもっと小刻み、最後は
3 times. So the laughs that I just demonstrated was villain laughs. So there's a shorter version of villain laughs and a little longer version and then really longer version. So there are a lot of variations that I have to bring up to the table.
叫び声で、例えば北斗の拳なんかの一層のスターですかね、あれのシーンはケンシロウの掛け声の短いバージョン、中くらい長いバージョンとかって長いのになるともう下からこうじわじわとこう持っていってちょっとやってみましょうかね。わたたたで戦う。それも短いのと長いの。
So the Fist of North Star, the laughs in that series, just like demonstrated, it comes from like very softer starting elongate into the big laughs, and there's also 3 types laughs for that series as well. So.
Since I say you, huh?
Does anyone need still photography? Oh man, that's a lot. Okay, so